What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we are jumping in with a basic guide to the sundial, and so we're going to talk about the new currency, how the loot works for the sundial, and of course, that is influenced by the obelisks, so we'll speak about what the different obelisks offer, how to get access to all of the rewards and bonuses that you can get from the obelisks, the specific drops that we can get right now, and we're also going to talk about some of the other kind of quests that you can complete at the moment, how you can pick up a new version of the Perfect Paradox shotgun, that is a year 3 version that you can put mods in and stuff like that, and how you can get access to some more of the story content for this DLC in particular, which will kind of get you set up for the Saint 14 quests we're going to get next week, and the remainder of that story progression. So guys, as always, I hope you find the video useful, but now let's get straight into it. Initially, let's speak about sundial, obelisks, the rewards, and how it all works. Currently, we have 2 of the obelisks available, and this does affect what loot we can currently get. So bear that in mind, we are going to get 2 new obelisks next week, and that means there will be new additions to the loot table after next week's reset. As we go into Season of Dawn though, of course, there are a bunch of different quests to pursue, and we need to unlock both the Tangled Shore and Mars obelisks to gain access to all of the potential legendary rewards. That stuff's pretty self-explanatory, but essentially this is how obelisks work. So you can link a particular obelisk to the sundial to influence the rewards that you pick up when you complete it. Each of the obelisks in the game has 2 Saint 14 themed weapons linked to it, and these weapons can be picked up either by linking that obelisk to the sundial or by completing time-lost weapon frames once you level that obelisk up enough. And so basically, to link an obelisk to the sundial, you select the node on the bottom left right here, and that link will remain active permanently until you reset it, which is the other option that you have on the bottom left. When you link an obelisk, it means that you get to choose one of 2 of its rewards when you complete the sundial with that link. So right here, I'm linked to the Tangled Shore, and when I finish the run in the sundial, you can see I get the option of picking up the Steel Feather Repeater, which is the auto rifle, or the Breach Light sidearm. Once you've done an initial run and started to level the obelisk up, you'll actually be able to buy frames for these weapons from the obelisk. So here in the Tangled Shore, we can see the Breach Light and Steel Feather frames. But if we head to Mars, by linking to this obelisk, you can get the Martyr's Retribution, which is a new grenade launcher, or the Line in the Sand linear fusion rifle. And once again, you'll need to link to the Mars obelisk to get those, and then complete the sundial, or, once you've upgraded it a little bit, you'll be able to pick up the specific frames for those weapons. And whenever you pick up a weapon frame, it will spawn with a random objective. And so basically, there are 2 Saint 14 themed weapons linked to each of the obelisks, and you have 2 different ways to obtain them, either by linking that obelisk to the sundial, then running the activity, or by picking up the time-lost frames from the associated obelisk. On top of this though, obelisks also unlock other additional weapon frames as you level them up, so the Tangled Shore right here has Scorpion 4 SR, and then on Mars, you can see that we've got Bygones as a frame. And so it looks like each obelisk is going to have 2 unique Saint 14 themed weapons, and then 1 additional world weapon that you can access via the frames. However, you can continue to level the obelisks up. And so to do this, you need to use the new Fractaline currency, and we get these by completing the Osiris quests, by clearing the sundial mode itself, and by completing the bounties that you can pick up from the obelisks. We'll need this currency to actually purchase the frames, but you can also turn the currency into the obelisk just like in a faction to actually upgrade it. We'll only get a total of 3 weapons per obelisk, and this is going to be the same for the 2 future obelisks we unlock next week, but applying the upgrades to each of them will actually unlock specific enhancements. So every single obelisk does have different bonuses, and for the Tangled Shore, you have things like Etheric Spiral Extractor, activates Etheric Spiral Extractor 1, which gives Scorn defeated with precision shots a low chance to drop additional Etheric Spiral. You can't see all of these in-game, but when we look in the database, there are actually better versions of each of those bonuses, just like what we had in the Menagerie perk. So, for example, in the Tangled Shore, you get Gambit Fractaline Extractor, but if you continue to level it up, you'll get Fractaline Extractor 2 for Gambit, and then Extractor 3, which gives you the maximum increased chance to find additional polarized Fractaline when completing Gambit matches. And so those are the kinds of bonuses that you get on obelisks, and they do have different activity focuses as well. So the Tangled Shore has the bonus for Gambit, but if you look at the one on Mars, that one will have 3 different tiers of the Crucible Fractaline Extractor, which basically does the same thing as the Gambit one, but for the PvP modes. You can also see at rank 11, they're able to get bonuses like Signal Strength 1, which permanently increases the capacity of simultaneous sundial links by 1. And so eventually by leveling these up, we'll actually be able to link more than 1 obelisk to the sundial at a time. And obviously that's going to make the rewards that we can obtain much more easy to acquire. So this is basically the template for how obelisks actually work. And so next week we're going to get 2 more, like I said. They will come with their own unique drops, and they're going to work the same way as this, all of the obelisks will need upgrading, and they'll come with their own bonuses. So when it comes to full loot tables for the obelisks and all the bonuses that you can get from them, obviously because there are quite a lot of different things to talk about, I'll probably make a separate video about that a little bit later on. But to mention another quest line right here, one of the very relevant ones as we go into this season, is going to be one of the Osiris quests where you need to get the shotgun and melee kills right here. I was farming Escalation Protocol to get a bunch of shotgun and melee kills. Once you've done that, the second phase is called Recovering the Past, and it has a section where you need to complete the Pyramidion and get 5 weapon enhancers by completing Crucible, Strikes, and Gambit matches. And a quick way to do this on the PvE side is to do quick runs through the Lake of Shadows. And once you do this, we get a year 3 version of the Perfect Paradox, so that's pretty cool. It's updated and it's got the mod slots and everything like that. But it seems that this is the start of a kind of a longer story thread as well, because once you have the shotgun, if you continue with that quest, you'll have to go and hunt down a load of different destructibles on various locations. And eventually, it will culminate in a story mission on Mercury called Corridors of Time Part 1. And it seems pretty clear that this is going to progress week over week with a few different parts. And we know that we will be reviving Saint 14 in some form as part of a quest next week, so definitely worth getting this done in order to be ready to progress when we get the next part. Also, there is a pretty cool cutscene that we get as part of that, so be sure to check that out in game. For now though guys, that's what I wanted to break down about how the obelisks work, how the sundial mode works, and there is a little bit of variation in the sundial gameplay and the different bosses that we get, because it's kind of similar to Menagerie in a way, and there isn't anything overly complicated, which is why I haven't really gone into a bunch of details about it, but I will run a full boss clear right here if you want to check it out. For now though guys, I hope you found the video useful, and if you have, a rating below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you up to date with Destiny 2 content. For now though, thanks as always for tuning in, and whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.
The Scion Flayers do not perceive time as you and I do, Guardian. It is not linear to them. This is their strength and our limitation. Be aware of it. Scion Flayers during the Red War. Imprisoned? In hiding? It is worth investigating. But the Sundial has drawn them out, and we must drive them back.